You're not your thoughts, but you live every day as if you are. You react to them, obey them, judge yourself through them. But what if they're not even yours to begin with? This podcast is not here to make you debate, not even to make you think harder. It's a mirror, a quiet one, made to calm your mind and gently help you discover who you really are beneath the noise. There's a voice in your head, and it talks a lot. Sometimes it comforts you, but sometimes it ruins your whole day. It doubts you. It criticizes you. It tells you you're not enough, not loved, not safe. But who gave that voice the right to define you? Neuroscience shows us that most of our thoughts are just recycled memories, habits of the brain, automatic loops created by past experiences, family, fear, or trauma. You didn't choose most of them, they just showed up. But still, you believe them. Pause for a second. Breathe. What if your thoughts were like clouds, and you were the sky, the space holding it all, unchanged, peaceful? Meditation and psychology agree on one thing. Awareness is not the thought, it's the observer of it. That means you're the one watching, not the one judging, not the pain, not the fear, not the overthinking, just the quiet observer behind the storm. What if your healing starts not by solving every thought, but simply not grabbing it, just noticing it and letting it pass? There's power in silence, not the silence of loneliness, but the silence of freedom. When you stop believing every thought, you give space for something deeper to rise, peace, clarity, self. And maybe, for the first time, you don't have to fight your thoughts. You don't have to silence them. Just see them. And remember, you are not your thoughts, but you're also not your fears, your regrets, or your doubts. You're the one who watches, the one who breathes through it all, the one who wakes up. So tonight, don't try to change anything. Just rest and let your mind float. Because who you are is not the noise, but the space beneath it. Did you notice it? That little moment where your mind slowed down and your breath felt just a bit softer? That's not nothing. That's you. Meeting yourself without noise, without pressure, without anyone else's opinion. You've spent most of your life being told who you are, told what to believe, what's wrong, what's right, what's success, and what's failure. But here, right now, none of that matters. You're not in a classroom. You're not on social media. You're not performing. You're just here with yourself. And slowly, you're learning that's enough. The thoughts will still come. That's okay. Your brain was made to think, just like your lungs were made to breathe. But you were made to choose what to hold and what to let go of. So let go. Let go of the thought that says, I'm not doing enough. Let go of the fear that says, what if I fail again? Let go of the shame that whispers, they'll never understand me. They are not you. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not the voice that says you're broken. You are awareness. You are healing. You are becoming. And tonight, you don't need to prove anything. Not to the world, not to yourself, not even to me. Just breathe. Rest. Let the mind wander gently like waves. And remember, you're not trying to fix yourself. You're just finally learning to be with yourself. And that is enough. Have you ever just stayed quiet, not to sleep, not to plan, not to analyze, but simply to observe, not to judge yourself, not to fix anything, but to just notice? There's a moment of silence, a space where you're not comparing, not rushing, not hiding, just you, sitting with yourself as if you're meeting for the first time. And maybe, just maybe, you realize you weren't running from your thoughts. You were running from yourself. But why? Is it really that scary? Or have you just never learned how to listen? Not to the loud voices out there, but to the quiet one inside, the voice of the child in you, the voice that says, I don't want to be strong today, the one tired of pretending, the honest voice that doesn't scream, it just waits for you to finally listen. And now, you're starting to hear it again, bit by bit. You're realizing you don't need to fix everything to feel worthy. You don't need to have all the answers to deserve rest. You deserve it now, as you are, even with the chaos, even with the noise. Are you fully relaxed yet? Maybe not, but you're getting closer, and that is more than enough. But what if rest isn't the problem? What if the real fear is what might show up in the silence? Because in stillness, the mask falls off. You start hearing the voice you've been muting all day, the guilt you've postponed, the questions you've buried, the parts of you that whisper, you're not okay, and that's okay. Maybe your mind isn't racing because of the to-do list. Maybe it's running away from you. You can distract yourself all day, scroll, work, plan, help others. But the moment it gets quiet, it all shows up, louder than ever. The moment you rest, the noise outside fades. But that doesn't mean peace. It means now the noise inside has space to speak. That little voice that says, you should have done more. You're wasting time. You don't deserve to relax yet. Where did that voice come from? It sounds like you, but is it? Was it planted in you by a parent who never sat still? A society that worships exhaustion? A past where rest was punished? And now, even when the body is safe, the mind keeps running. You try to close your eyes, but they keep opening on the inside. Visions of failure, memories of shame, what ifs and maybe nevers. But what if I told you your restlessness isn't weakness, it's a language. Your mind isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to tell you something, that you've been carrying too much for too long, that you were never meant to be productive all the time, that even machines break down when they never pause. But you're not a machine. You're not a task. You're not the sum of your achievements. You are allowed to pause, even if the world keeps spinning, even if your thoughts aren't finished, even if you don't deserve it. Because rest isn't a reward. It's a right. You don't need permission to breathe. You don't need to earn your sleep. You're human. That's enough. So let's try again. Close your eyes, not to escape, but to return. Return to a place within you that doesn't ask for more, that doesn't measure your worth, that simply says, I'm here and I'm tired and that's okay. Let this moment be sacred, not because it's silent, but because you're finally listening. Somewhere in the back of your mind, there's a small room you rarely visit. It has no noise, no mirrors, no clocks, just a quiet chair and a question. Who are you when you're not trying to be anyone? Not the student, not the employee, not the fixer, the achiever, the strong one. Just you, stripped of goals, unburdened by expectations. What remains? A breath, a heartbeat, a presence. But you see, we don't often sit in that room. Because silence can feel loud when you've spent years talking yourself into being enough. We crave stillness, but once it arrives, we panic. We ask, "What now?" And that's when the thoughts sneak back in. Did I do enough today? Did I say the wrong thing? Will they still love me if I stop performing? But here's a gentle truth. They were never watching that closely. The harshest eyes are often our own. You've lived under self-surveillance for too long. Every yawn judged, every pause feared, every quiet moment mistaken for failure. But rest isn't absence. It's not the lack of motion. It's the presence of healing. Like when your muscles rebuild after sleep, like when your skin restores in the dark. Your brain too. It untangles, rewires, lets go. You may not hear it, you may not feel it, but in this silence, something sacred is happening. You're re-meeting yourself, without noise, without pressure, without that voice that demands more. Tonight isn't about fixing anything. It's about remembering that you don't have to. You're not here to prove. You're here to be. So breathe. Let the sound of this podcast be your permission slip, not to escape the world, but to finally land inside yourself. You're not broken. You're just tired, and tonight that's allowed. Tonight, there's something else that hides in stillness, something few talk about. Regret, not loud, dramatic regret, but the quiet kind. The kind that visits you when the lights are off and the world finally goes silent. The missed calls you didn't return. The "I'm sorry" that stayed stuck in your throat. The dreams you postponed. Again, they visit, not to haunt you, but to be acknowledged. Because unspoken feelings don't disappear, they wait inside your chest, in the corners of your mind, in the way you sometimes avoid your own reflection. But tonight isn't about reopening wounds. It's about offering yourself something deeper than forgiveness, understanding. Not every choice you made was perfect, but every choice you made sense at the time. You were surviving, protecting, trying. That version of you, tired, anxious, confused, was doing their best with what they knew. Would you blame a child for not running if they were learning how to walk? Then why do you punish yourself for not knowing what you didn't know? Tonight, let your heart exhale. Let it unfold without defense. Let it feel without fear. Because healing isn't loud. It doesn't always come with breakthroughs. Sometimes healing is sitting quietly with the parts of you used to rush past. The teenage version of you, still hoping someone would understand. The exhausted adult version, pretending everything's fine just to get through the day. They're all here, and they all deserve your attention. So tonight, be the presence you always needed. Not the coach, not the judge, just the calm witness. The one who says, "I see you, I get why it was hard, and I'm still here." This is what it means to rest, not just the body, but the soul. You don't have to figure everything out tonight. You don't need a plan. Just be here, with you. Let this moment be enough. Let this breath carry you closer to a version of yourself that isn't rushed, isn't proving anything, and isn't afraid to just exist. Because rest, true rest, isn't about checking out. It's about finally checking in. And you're doing that now. Still here? That's good. Because this moment, this quiet, undistracted, unperformed moment, might be the most important part of your day. There's nothing to achieve here. No one to impress. No next step to reach. Just you. And this stillness, maybe for the first time today, you're not pretending, not reacting, not overthinking. You're just being. And that's where something shifts. Because the more you stop trying to fix yourself, the more you realize you were never broken. You were buried under schedules, expectations, fear, guilt, but not broken. And every night like this, when you give yourself the space to breathe, to pause, to feel, you uncover something ancient inside you, the part of you that always knew who you are, what matters, what doesn't. It doesn't scream, it doesn't panic, it whispers. And you've been too loud to hear it, until now. So if you hear a voice rising from within, if it says something simple like, let go, be patient, come back, don't silence it this time. It's not just a thought, it's a remembering of who you were before you became too busy to ask, too tired to wonder, too scared to feel. You don't need to escape this moment. It's not empty. It's full of answers you stopped looking for, of peace you thought you lost, of you. So let the music continue. Let your thoughts drift. Let your body soften. And let this episode hold you like a gentle hand on your back, saying you're safe now. You can rest. Not just sleep, but real soul-level rest. You're not alone. Not anymore. Because tonight, you showed up for yourself. Do you notice how your breathing just got a little slower? That's not random. That's your body responding to safety. It knows when you stop fighting. It knows when you're not pretending to be strong. Because strength, it's not in holding it together. It's in allowing yourself to fall apart gently. You weren't meant to carry everything. You weren't designed to think of everything all the time. You're not a machine. Even your brain, the most powerful organ in your body, cleans itself only when you sleep. Not when you're fixing or solving or scrolling. You heal in stillness. And tonight is not about fixing anything. Not your thoughts, not your feelings, not your past. Tonight is about letting go of the idea that you're supposed to be better all the time. Because maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're just exhausted from acting like you're not. There's a version of you underneath all the noise, one that isn't rushing or comparing or explaining itself all the time. That version is still there, waiting patiently, softly, lovingly. You can visit it any time, not by doing more, but by doing less, by closing your eyes, breathing a little deeper, and whispering to yourself, I don't need to earn rest. I deserve it. Let that truth settle in, not in your brain, but in your body. Let it sink down into your chest, your shoulders, your hands, and just stay here. No one's watching, no one's judging, no one's expecting, just you, and the most human thing of all, the need to rest. Sometimes, silence feels louder than noise, because in silence you hear the thoughts you've been avoiding all day. You hear your fears, not as monsters, but as questions. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if I'm too tired to keep trying? But maybe the real question isn't what if. Maybe it's, why am I trying to outrun myself? Because what if you're already worthy? What if everything you've been chasing, peace, love, rest, wasn't outside of you, but behind a locked door inside of you? And the key is not effort, not performance, not doing more. The key is being still, still enough to hear your soul whisper back, I'm still here. I never left. Your value doesn't disappear on hard days. Your softness isn't a weakness. Even your doubts, they're just tired parts of you asking for compassion, not correction. So let them rest too. Let the anxious voice fall asleep. Let the overthinking voice curl up quietly. Let the pressure melt into the mattress. There is nothing urgent right now. No deadline, no mistake to fix, no need to impress. There's just you, and breath, and softness, and the small but powerful truth. I am safe. I am allowed to stop. I am allowed to exist without proving anything. Stay there, float there. No expectations, just rest. If your mind had a room, what would be written on its walls? Would it say, "You're behind, you're not enough, don't rest, you haven't earned it yet, be stronger, be better, be more"? But who wrote those words? Were they yours, or echoes from someone else's fear, someone else's expectation? You didn't choose that pressure. It was whispered into your mind through years of noise, comparison, and survival. But now, you're here. And this silence, it's yours. You're not lazy for needing rest. You're not broken for needing quiet. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're simply human. And humans, real ones, not the ones on screens, are allowed to break sometimes, allowed to pause, allowed to say, "I don't have to carry it all tonight." There's no scoreboard here, no gold medal for burnout, no trophy for anxiety, just you, alive, breathing. Enough, so let the guilt go. Let the "I should have done more" thoughts fade. Let yourself exist in the softness of this moment. The world will keep spinning, the inbox will wait. But this quiet, it's rare, it's sacred, it's yours. And maybe this is where the real healing begins. Maybe you didn't find all the answers, but you found something more honest. You found a space where you can just be. No proving, no pushing, no pretending, only breathing. You don't need to agree with everything I said. You don't need to understand every thought. This podcast was never meant to convince you. It was only here to remind you that you are not your chaos. You are not your past. You are not your productivity. You are a soul learning how to rest again. So if sleep comes now, welcome it like a friend who's waited too long. No alarms, no shame, no timeline, just this moment. And if your thoughts still wander, let them. They're just clouds passing in the sky of your mind. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to be them. Just breathe and come back to your body, to your breath, to this silence. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel light. You are allowed to heal without even knowing how. And if tomorrow asks you to be strong again, you will be. But not tonight. Tonight, you're only here to sleep, and maybe to discover yourself again in the quiet.